A woman sits at a windowsill, looking outwards at the city skyline with a troubled expression on her face. She doesn't bother turning towards the guest standing a short distance away. She simply says aloud, "Why have you come, Mariana?"
I need your help.
"Sweetheart, we've already tried this 3 different times, 3 different ways. If the spell doesn't work, it means..."
I know what it means, Regina. He's not on this plane of existence. It doesn't mean he isn't on another.
The tone of this conversation is repetitive, one that speaks of many trials and error. The older woman, Regina, knows that the younger will not budge, not until there is undeniable proof before her eyes. Yet she tries all the same, her tone one of resignation as she shares, "There is one more thing you can try, but it will require the aid of a handful of your fellow yearmates, and each must hold a different discipline."
At whatever cost.
There is no trace of hesitation in her voice. After Mariana leaves, the older woman remains sitting for a long moment. She throws a hand out, her magic pulsing as it seeks to do her bidding. Her magic returns to her once it no longer detects the presence of other magical energy. Finally, Regina says, "Did you hear that?" A figure melts out of the shadows, cloaked in darkness, identity concealed as they respond,
"Yes."
"She cannot continue down this path."
"Agreed."
"Do what you must."
"Understood, madam."
And the figure melts back into the shadows. Welcome to Arcadia Academy, the elite school for magicians. Here, we teach our students to prepare for battle like Athena, but fight like Ares. All of our students have the opportunity to learn battle magic should they choose. But remember, great magic requires sacrifice. Hi guys, and welcome to Arcadia Academy. My name is Kelly, and I'm your DM for this campaign. Joining me today are Betty, who plays Cassandra.
Hello.
Cecil, who plays Jean-Baptiste.
Hello.
Caleb, who plays James.
Hello, hello.
Logan, who plays Demetrius.
Hey everyone.
Nick, who plays Alex.
What's up?
David, the man from behind the curtain, who helps me make things happen.
At your service, comrade.
And occasionally, we'll be graced by Rosie, our resident Catdragon. All right, so welcome back, everybody.
Good to be back.
Happy to be back.
Hey.
Hi.
Does anybody remember what happened last session?
I somewhat do.
Lots of things.
Okay.
Lots of things happened last session.
We went to school.
We all met each other.
Yeah, we started to have our classes. We met some interesting people.
Uh-huh.
Started to meet some of our teachers, one of which has already scared the shit out of half of us.
It's funny, because you guys haven't actually had his class yet, but yeah.
Found out that one of our classmates, Maria Valentine, that her brother has died, and we are trying to figure out, she's trying to figure out what exactly happened.
Okay, anything else?
We had our first training session thing for our, what's it called? Disciplines. So
Yeah.
we were all paired up with a mentor so that we could have a short first time training with our disciplines.
Yeah.
We can use our magic, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys made your way to Arcadia Academy. By some means, you guys all arrived 2 weeks prior to the start of the new term in order to acclimate to your new environment. And you guys are currently finishing up your first week of classes.
We have one more class.
Yeah, one more class. And it is your very first battle magic class. So, similar to how you guys have been receiving notices from the school, you guys wake up on Friday morning with notes magically adhered to your doors that say report to the battle magic classroom. And again, there's no time on it.
Alex just kind of groggy eyes, grabs the letter, and doesn't even care to question it at this point. He's gotten so used and numb to it already, as it is a common occurrence.
Okay.
Yeah, Cassandra's just like set her alarm for the correct time or the same time as every other day this week and just sees a note like, yep, looks about right. I'll be there at around the same time as all the other classes
No,
were.
we keep getting it right. Or how does the school know that we're expected in the morning? Magic.
It's a time loop.
It's a magic school in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Technically, we all go at random times but because of the time loop and everything. Everyone's joined at the same time.
Is that your best theory?
Yes.
Okay.
I like it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
All right.
Just gonna refill the Baron's rum and light a cigar for himself and head out to the hallway to walk around.
Okay.
Demetrius goes and grabs some breakfast.
All right.
Yeah, I too go get down and get some breakfast.
As is Jameson.
Breakfast on the go.
Yeah.
I like sleeping.
Okay. So you guys get up, do your morning routines, grab food, and eventually make your way to the classrooms?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Still, trying to make it on the same time I have been.
Yeah. So you guys make your way to the battle magic classroom. Who gets there first?
It's not John Baptiste.
Maybe Alex?
I say James is normally he'll try and be about like 10 minutes early, 10, 15 minutes early.
Okay. So James is first this time?
Probably with Alex walking right behind.
Sure. So you'll drag yourselves on the map in just a moment, but as James and Alex, as the both of you arrive out to the battle magic classroom, you see Mariana standing outside the doors.
Nod to her, tell her, good morning.
She nods in response as she's nibbling on a muffin. She looks a little sleepy, like she just woke up, but she looks a little irritated as she's eyeing the door.
First day of battle magic, eh? Are you excited?
She sighs and says, I suppose.
I've done a little reading on the subject and seems to be quite involved.
Yes.
I'm ready to hone my new powers. See what I can really do.
She doesn't really respond. She's finishing up her muffin.
I was gonna stand off to the side, kind of with a shoulder on the wall, just waiting for everybody else to come.
Yeah, so you guys enjoy a couple peaceful minutes of silence as other students start slowly trickling in. They look a little confused seeing you guys stand. Normally, the classrooms are sit down before classes
The
start.
door locked. Can I try it
Yeah.
and see if it's
Yeah, you can try the door. You try the door handle. What do you do?
If the door handle, I'll try and give it a turn.
Okay, as you try to push the door, you realize that it's not moving, solidly closed. And you infer that it's either locked extremely well, the door is extremely solid, or there's magic in.
James will assume magic because
Other students watching you kind of sit back and nod their heads like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, the door's locked. Yeah, so place yourselves on the map as you guys wander in.
I wonder why they
This-
want us.
Yeah, so Mariana's
Where's the door?
probably standing right next to it here.
I'm gonna go up and be
A
like,
couple more minutes pass, and it looks like the majority of your classmates have shown up by now. Everyone looks a little disgruntled, starting to get a little annoyed as the door remains locked.
is this some sort of test? You think?
Who are you talking to?
Anyone nearby? Open
Mariana
air.
eyes.
maybe?
Yeah. Mariana
don't know what they
eyes
wanted
the
to do,
door
though.
contemplatively, but she doesn't respond.
Is this the same building that we've all been going to? The same classroom that we've
No.
had multiple classes in now? Oh, okay.
I think we've all had
Yeah,
separate
so it's in the same
classrooms,
building that you've been going
technically,
to, but this
but just
is a different
one template.
Yeah.
classroom than the other ones.
Okay. Well, can't just teleport in there. Haven't been in there yet. So I guess, has anyone tried knocking?
Sure. James, go up and knock on the door.
There's no response. Let me see. Everybody's here now except... No, everybody's here. Okay. So,
Oh, we're all here.
about 15 more minutes pass, and you guys are standing outside your battle magic classroom, waiting for some sign. And finally, the doors swing open with a loud whoosh.
It's about time.
Look inside.
It's pitch black.
Pitch black.
Is it magically pitch black or?
I don't know. How do you determine if it's magically pitch black or not? It's
Like, is it just black? Or can you, like,
you can
kinda
vaguely
see
make out
sort of
outlines.
possibly there's things in there? Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stick my hand inside.
Okay,
Can I
so you
still-
stick your hand inside.
I can like still see my hand.
Yeah,
right?
you can kind of make out the shape of your hand as you stick your hand inside. Okay,
Okay.
James, will
Nothing
take a step
happens.
inside.
I'll follow.
Well-
I kind of reach in and kind of try to look for a light switch.
you don't feel a light switch, but as other students see you guys start testing this darkness, Mariana walks right in, and she holds out a hand, and a beam of light emerges from the center of her palm, almost like a flashlight, lighting up the room. When that happens, the lights to the room flicker on, and you guys walk inside a regularly lit classroom, and you see a figure standing at the front, facing the board, scribbling on it, not paying you any mind.
Morning, chair.
All right.
He ignores you as he's scribbling. Are you guys making your way inside and taking seats?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
John Baptiste has his feet up on desk as is tradition.
So, this classroom has bookshelves lined up against the walls, just books upon books upon books. You can't even begin to sort out what kind of books they are, but they are a treasure trove of books. And the man standing at the front is rather tall. He looks kind of like a ruggedly handsome version of Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, with tattoos on both arms, muscles that indicate he's physically fit, and a somewhat thuggish appeal. He wears dark-colored clothing and a matching cloak that billows out around him. Like, he looks intimidating and he radiates power, and he carries himself as such. And as you look at him, you get the feeling that you do not want to get on this guy's bad side.
Well, with that in mind, John Baptiste is going to put out his cigar.
Did you walk in with it in your mouth?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
Is anyone paying attention to what's being written on the board?
Oh, Cassandra
Yeah.
100% took out her notebook, like, right as she sat down and started copying down everything on the board. She has no idea what it's for or what it is, but
Sure.
she's just going to write it down.
So, Cassandra, as you pay attention to what this professor is writing down, you notice that he has drawn 6 boxes on the board and nothing else.
Okay.
And when he finishes the last box, he finally turns around and he says,
Good day, students. My name is Professor Yuri Romanov. I will be an instructor for you. Today's topic, battle magic. But first, before we broach that subject, we'd like to see what every one of you are made of. I have seen you around the campus, but now you're here in my domain, and you will perform, or you will suffer the consequences. Does anyone have any objections to this?
Demetrius just shrugs.
Sounds fun. I'm in.
Alex starts nodding his head.
Excellent. As you can see, I am an
Alexander's
expert
just
artist
listening.
on top of a myriad of other feats of remarkable prowess. I've drawn for you 6 boxes. Can anyone hazard a guess as to why I would draw 6 boxes on the board?
Because you didn't have room for a 7th?
Incorrect. But thank you for speaking up. Anyone else? Shy? No?
Do they represent 6 different topics or learnings that we need to know?
Organization?
So for those of you in the back, listen closely. Each of these boxes represents a threat. I have hidden 6 creatures within this classroom, each of which is capable of dealing a mortal wound to you. It is up to you, students, to identify, banish, do with these creatures, but they are here. They are dangerous, and they may be closer than you.
Hey guys, it's Kelly here. So we ran into a couple technical issues while recording via Discord. We used the Crakebot and it was a little finicky that session. So what happened in game was after Yuri Romanov finishes explaining the assignment to the class, he leans back on his chair, he takes out a tankard and starts sipping it, and he mockingly checks the wristwatch on his hand. Alex, with his high passive perception, notices that something unusual is happening on Yuri Romanov's desk, where there is an elaborate, ornate-looking chessboard. That chessboard appears to be moving.
It's a mimic.
And you notice that one of the pieces seems to slide across the board without any obvious indication from Professor Romanov, almost as if it's got a will of its own.
I immediately point it out to everyone. That chessboard is moving on its own. I don't think it's natural.
Question, Professor. Would you like us to eliminate
I
these
think that might be a
threats
threat.
or monsters, creatures, or contain them?
I see your friend eyeing my chessboard. Touch anything on the table, I will touch you back in kind. I have permission. It's in the fine print. Go ahead and read it. But yes, anything outside of, he gestures towards his desk in a very cubical motion, this, you may otherwise annihilate.
Would you like us
You
to
might find
annihilate
that the door
them,
is
or
warded.
would you rather we capture them?
As long as it is not a fellow student. How you deal with them is up to your demeanor.
I see. All right.
Did we bring our weapons with us to this class?
Did you bring your weapons?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
I was about ready to say Alex hearing battle magic definitely would have probably grabbed his armor and his staff as a just in case.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties!
Technical difficulties.
Difficulties of the technical.
Technical difficulties?
Technical difficulties.
Difficulties of the technical nature.
So, you guys noticed and received a warning from Professor Romanov in regards to his chessboard that seemed to have pieces magically move before your very eyes. And as he continues smirking from behind his canteen that he's sipping from, a student at the very front of the room screams as his chair starts growling.
It mimics.
Or hissing. And as you look, the chair morphs into a creature. It takes on a face, it comes to life, and it snarls at the student that was just sitting on it as it bites the student in the rear. And the student
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Alex and
Um,
does the same
Cassandra's
John
gonna
Baptiste.
try one of spells
thing.
okay.
that she's learned while she's been in the. So she's gonna try to hit the chair,
This
not
one?
the student, with a fireball.
Okay, so
Yeah.
roll. Okay, misses.
Ooh.
10 hit. Okay.
Students, do recall that only the creatures that pose a viable threat are to be terminated. I do not condone the wanton destruction of school property. It will be coming out of your meager funds. No fireball. Also, the traditional means of
So don't
distinguishing magical
miss.
from non-magical substances will not work here.
As Mariana springs up, and she
Unluckily for me, I don't have
grabs her bow
that
staff
spell
and gingerly
prepared,
pokes at
so
her
I
desk
can't
and chair.
anyway.
Nothing happens. With that, everybody roll initiative.
Wow. God,
Okay.
Could I toss in a comment
Um,
before, or to follow up on Yuri's statement? I wanted to use a minor illusion to put his chessboard in a check state for him.
So are you trying to be subtle about it, or are you being very obvious?
Well, he was kind of scolding Cassandra, so I'm thinking that the attention might be focused on her. And while he's doing that, I just want to toss the illusion there that puts him in a state of check.
He doesn't pay it any attention.
Okay.
I am excited to finally get to do some spell casty things.
And so far, it's just the one threat, correct? Just the chair.
So far.
So far. Oh yeah, 5 more, right? 6 total.
That there are others. Damn, Jean Baptiste with that natural 20.
that is.
I did, and it did not pop up.
I
Yeah, and
didn't
don't
even notice
forget
that.
to
That is
roll
fine.
for the creature's initiative, Kelly.
Well, I think I sent it
Do
to
you
GM,
have it
so I have to
as
figure out how to send it to.
if it's on the right layer, then it should be popping up on our.
Oh, wait. So I click the token.
No. It's okay if the roll
Mhm.
gets sent
I-
to GM. You just have to
Oh,
make sure you
there it
click
is.
the
okay.
token
Oh,
Well,
boy.
let me fix that because it's supposed
and
it
hit the
rolled
initiative button.
a 10 the first time. So I'm going to keep the 10. There we go.
Okay, and then
Great.
just make. Yeah,
All
there we
right.
go.
So, Jean Baptiste, you're up.
Baron says you don't belong here, Cher, and he casts Chill Touch at the chair.
Okay.
Chair.
Chair.
That's a 14. Does that hit the chair?
It just misses. No, sorry. It does hit. 14
All
does
right.
hit. All right. Roll your damage.
All right. Damage is 7 necrotic.
So the chair gives off a hiss, like, and it kind of shrivels in, curls up on itself, but it's still standing. Anything else?
Yeah, he's gonna move over to stand protectively in front of Cassandra.
Okay. And is that your turn?
That concludes my turn.
All right. James?
All right. James is going to cast Bless on himself. Is it Marianne?
Mariana?
Mariana, and then
Okay.
Alex,
So,
first one.
oh, I forgot to roll initiative. So, Mariana.
So that is a D4 to attack rolls and saving throws for Mariana, myself, and James. Then I'm also concentrating on.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. I will chill here.
Okay, Demetrius.
All right. So Demetrius pulls out his great sword that's been like hanging on in the back of his chair,
Okay.
and he walks up to it and takes a swing at it.
Okay.
I think I hit the wrong button.
Okay, so the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Wait, no, that was for initiative.
Roll for your greatsword, but I will let you have your 20 with the modifiers. So roll your damage.
Sorry. Let me try, and why won't it work? Oh, there it is.
Try that.
It
Yeah.
triplicated. Don't
That's
need
one
that.
for
Let's see,
every
it won't let
hand.
me click on it.
Okay.
Oh, there it
There's
is.
the one and only.
Thank you.
All right, and roll the damage for the greatsword, and roll for a crit because I'm giving you the 20 that you rolled initially.
Just
Okay.
click on the great sword under the 1122.
No, under the
So yeah, click
name
on the
greatsword
word
in chat.
greatsword,
Oh,
and it rolls for the damage.
sorry. I need more screens.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I feel that too.
With a dying screech, this creature vanishes, and the chair, well, the chair was no longer there. I'm going to keep you guys in initiative because there are 5 more creatures for you to discover. But as you look at the board, you see an X cross over one of the boxes.
Oh, that's good news. Oh, and Kelly, can you please move the turn order down?
Oh, I was
Just click
clicking the
the
wrong
arrow.
arrow. But Demetrius, anything else?
I look at what was the left of chair, the nothing of the chair. I'm like, that was easy, and look around for the next
Okay.
thing and my turn.
So Mariana looks contemplatively at the space where the chair used to be, looks at her set of desks, and turns around and starts tapping her immediate area with her weapon, keeping at least an arm's reach between her and the object she's poking. She makes her way down, gingerly poking, and as she gets to the table where there's a ship in the bottle, and she touches it with the end of her staff, it emits a growl as it springs to life.
Where at?
And I am trying very hard.
I did not mean to do that. That is my bad.
There we go. And it springs to life. And she springs back, holding it out defensively in front of her. Okay, with that being said, if any of you decide to tap at objects, I'm going to give you guys that as a free action for this combat scenario.
Are we still bound to initiative?
Yes,
Alright.
we're still going through initiative. So Mariana is going to keep her distance as she ends her turn. Betty is off at dinner right now. I think she said it won't take super long. She can hold an action until she gets back.
Sounds good.
All right, so she holds an action, and Jean-Baptiste is watching her back. And so, Alex, what's up?
All right. Seeing the mimic, well, the creature suddenly appear over there by Mariana. Yeah, this will hit. I am going to cast, kind of gripping my necklace, realizing that I am in danger. I do so, and I put out my right hand, and a bolt of pine green bolt fires off
Oh,
and misses with a natural 1.
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
First
Still
attack.
learning.
First attack of the campaign. Folks,
Hey, you
natural 1.
Okay. So you fire
You should have a
off
cell.
Word of Radiance. You gather that from inside of you. Think that you've got this, except you aim a little to the wall next to the table.
I'm going to step away from my desk, though.
Okay.
Backing up just a little bit, just in case. Just in case.
So the bottle was a mimic. That explains why I couldn't get the ship inside of it.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Demetrius, did you have a different initiative? Logan? Yeah, yours changed
Oh,
to
it changed.
4. I could have sworn it was 14 before.
Yeah, it was 14.
Okay, so let me fix.
Because he used that instead of his
Oh,
greatsword
that's
attack.
right. Okay, so let's fix that. So now we are back at the top of the turn order. Jean-Baptiste, you are up.
I got you, Cher.
Do you have initiative for the mimic, or are you just
Oh.
not going to let it go?
Yeah, I already
Because that
realized
works too. That
So-
works too.
I mean, the mimic can go last. We can do that. let me throw it like a 1. Hold on.
You can roll for the creatures on the GM layer, and then when you move them to the token layer, they will also move on the turn, appear onto the turn order.
I did not know that was a thing, but well, okay, so let me fix that. We'll say it rolled an 8. So it's going last. All right, so this mimic is going to use its spider climb trait to scale up the wall towards the ceiling, like scuttling away. And that'll be its turn. Jean-Baptiste, you're up.
All right. He uses his subtle communication to give this directly to Mariana. I got you, Cher. And he's going to cast Chill Touch again.
Okay, roll it.
That's a 15
Hits. Roll for damage.
for 6 necrotic.
All right, so as this mimic is scuttling away, Jean-Baptiste reaches out an arm, and across the room, a faint, icy blue hand reaches out and scrapes down this mimic, and it screeches shrilly as it continues to attempt to scuttle away. Anything else?
He's going to move up a little bit, but after the movement, he is done with his turn.
Okay. James, you are up.
All right. James will. It's going at the wall, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
this one's screeching up the wall.
Gotcha. Screeching up the wall.
Screeching up the wall. Literally.
Like it. Okay. James will let loose a firebolt.
All right.
And then I have a D4 because I am blessed.
Okay, so 12 hits. Roll for damage.
8 fire.
Okay, so this one screams in pain. It shrieks all shrilly as James throws his hand out and a fireball launches across the room, engulfing this creature. And it falls to the floor, curling up, smoking as it dies. And as you look at the board, another X crosses a box off.
James will then go into this corner and kind of tap this book here.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Well,
There goes that theory.
flat out wrong. So I have 5 1 feet of movement. I'll just move here. All right.
Okay. Demetrius, your turn.
Yes. So Demetrius turns his eyes to the moving chess set.
The stuff on the table.
Okay, so you look at the chess. Well, it's no longer moving. The piece moved at the beginning when Yuri finished talking, and it hasn't moved since then. But it is sitting on the table.
Either way, he's going to go up and pretty much tap on everything on the desk.
So Professor Romanov looks up at you as you start kind of tapping at everything on his desk and moving his chess pieces around.
Believe it or not, you're witnessing a miracle right now. Do you see? Stop tapping the desk for a moment and observe. Do you see this particular vein above my temple here? Do you see it bulging, stretching forth with rage? I am controlling this rage because some absent-minded student did not pay attention when I proclaimed and gestured with my hands, very large hands that could strangle a young one like you. Everything but my desk, as he reiterates the rectangular shape, is fair game. Anything within this safe space is not, my dear friend. Do you understand?
I understand.
Now put everything back the way it was before you started bopping it.
Okay. Demetrius leaves his sword and starts putting things back together, and he'll end his turn that way.
Okay. So Cassandra, was there an action you were holding from earlier?
Yeah. So I haven't done a general perception of the room yet.
Okay.
So I would like to do that first.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
That's a nat 1, but
Okay.
technically a 3.
So aside from the chessboard that Alex pointed out at the very beginning, from what you can tell, as far as you can see, kind of just generally glancing around the room, it looks like a regular classroom.
Okay.
Like a regular classroom if your professor was like a researcher, which from your guesses of all these books piled on the shelves, he probably is,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing stands out to you.
Okay. Then Cassandra is going to go over to the shelves on the side of the room.
Okay.
So there are bookshelves lining the walls of the room, right? On the
Yeah,
two
so
sides.
that's a bookshelf, that's a bookshelf,
Yep.
that's a bookshelf.
Okay.
These are little bookshelves.
Okay. But he said everything like after his desk, right?
Yeah, everything aside from the contents of his desk.
Okay. Well, I'll check these first. Then I'm just gonna methodically go through and like just like look at all the books on the bookshelf since I'm very familiar with books
Okay.
and just like glance at them, anything interesting, anything suspicious, and just I'll start from the top right of the room and make my way around the edges of the room where all the books are.
So like here,
Uh-huh. Yeah, and then
Okay.
I'll just like continue going.
are you like reaching out to like physically touch the books, or are you just like staring at it?
I think I'll just be scanning them all, just looking
Okay.
at them.
So roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Is that going to be your action?
Unless something attacks me, then yes.
Okay. All right. So as you
16.
start methodically making your way down, as you're just scanning, like looking up and down the shelves, you said you're not touching anything, right? You're just looking?
No. Yeah, I'm just looking.
Okay. So you notice that you're not exactly sure how these books are organized. They seem almost chaotically disorganized. They are in a variety of languages, on a variety of subjects, some of which you recognize, some of which you don't. The subjects do sound very complicated. There's something about theurges, you see something about history of magic, you see something about different battle strategies and techniques, just a variety of subjects that you're not quite sure how the bookshelves were organized. It's almost as if they just filled it up based on whenever they got it and whatever room was available.
Okay. So then I had to get to the top bookshelf with my movement. So then I'll just take the action to move down the bookshelves with the rest of my movement. So like and do the dash action. So move my movement.
Okay, so you're just walking down
Mhm.
this.
So
area.
I've gone through basically these shelves. These shelves.
Okay.
That's how far I can get
Okay.
with my movement.
Yeah.
Movement
And
and
all
dashing,
you've
yeah.
done is scan them.
Yeah, all
Okay.
I've done is scan them.
All right. So Mariana's turn. So she and you guys notice that she is now joined by several of the other students who are now methodically making their way, tapping with weapons, keeping in arm's reach as they touch whatever's there, and nothing. Mariana makes her way to this bookshelf over here and starts tapping with her staff. And as she taps on her staff, there's a screech as another creature makes itself known. And she calls back, kind of glancing towards Cassandra, and says, "You actually need to make contact, it appears, in order to force the creature to reveal itself." She sounds a little off-put and a little annoyed, and she glares at Yuri Romanov, who looks back at her and smirks.
Who would want to stab these wonderful books, though?
And Mariana takes a step back, away from the creature. All right, Cassandra, it is now your turn.
Okay. Well, that is within the reach of my firebolt, so I will just try to hit it. 23 hit?
Yep, roll your damage.
2!
Okay, so this creature screeches in pain as a bolt of fire flashes across the room and strikes it, and it attempts to crawl across the wall.
I want to say, I'm so sorry, book!
Anything else?
I'll move my way back up toward the beginning of the book so that I can start my perusal again after this one's done with.
Okay, so I think you might have just left when I said this, but I'll allow you to like tap at the objects as a free action, as long as you have movement.
Oh, okay. Then I won't move, and I'll tap at the thing in front of me.
The bookshelf?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you tap at the bookshelf in front of you, there's a screech as another creature reveals itself.
Okay. Found another one.
Anything else?
So since I tapped, then I can't move, correct?
Yes. Well, do you have
Okay,
movement
well-
left?
Well, I said that instead of moving, then I tapped the bookshelf in front of me, so I haven't moved yet, technically.
You can use your movement.
Okay.
So your movement is your movement, but for this combat scenario, I'm allowing you to like tap at objects as a free action.
Oh, while I'm
So like while you're
I'm
moving, you can tap at things. Because otherwise, you guys would be like,
Ah.
one tap, my turn's over. One tap, my turn's over.
Mhm. Okay. Well then, yeah, I would have just started tapping while I was walking back then.
Okay.
So
So then,
depending on how quickly that monster appeared after I started tapping things,
yeah,
it'll be somewhere here-ish.
okay. As you tapped it, it would have started growling, and you would have noticed it immediately. So
Oh,
if you decide to move that way, it would take an attack of opportunity on you.
Oh, it's like that close to me, but I was here. Okay,
What are you tapping it with?
that's fair. I don't have anything long. It's a dagger. That's fair.
Okay.
I'm
So
probably more like here. Okay.
okay. So
I'll
then
stay here. It's fine. I'm
it-
good.
it'll take a bite at you. Does a 15 hit?
Wait, I'm not moving. I'm just gonna stay here.
Oh, you're just gonna stay there. Okay, then never mind.
Yeah.
All right. So it growls, it manifests in front of you, and you are staring at it with a dagger outstretched. All right. Alex, you are up.
Can I see the one that Cassandra is fighting?
This one?
Yes. Or is it book and it's just still in the bookcase?
It has taken the form of a book. So think of the book from Harry Potter.
So I'm taking that as a
You might have-
I
no.
did say that I
It
found
will have-
another one.
Yeah, she did say it.
But does it have I'm asking if it has cover.
It's sitting very casually in the bookshelf. So if she's standing in front of it, then it would have partial cover.
Then I will not go for that, as I do not want to miss again, as I cannot get close enough to do anything within melee. I am going to cast Guiding Bolt again,
Okay.
the one that not Cassandra, but the one directly in
Okay.
front of
The
me.
one that Mariana found.
Yeah, the one that Mariana
All right.
has found.
So
So Guiding Bolt does a 13 hit.
yes, it does. Roll me damage.
Okay, at first level, it does 19 radiant
Wow,
damage.
Amazing. So
Ooh.
as this golden
I know spell
flash
spot.
of light streaks across the room towards this creature who's trying to scuttle away, it screeches as it's engulfed and it dissipates in a confetti pile of paper. And this one is no more. That was amazing. All right, anything else?
I am gonna move slightly closer to Cassandra.
Okay.
So I believe there was my movement. Right?
Okay.
One more. Okay. And that will be my turn.
All right. Jean-Baptiste, you are up.
All right. He is going to use Awakened Mind to talk to Cassandra and say, "You can't be meeting the Baron until we've settled things." And then cast Dissonant Whispers on the mimic.
Okay. 15 will hit. Roll me damage.
No, it was
Oh, it needs to make a save. I'm sorry.
No. This is a saving throw. It needs to make a, yeah. My DC is higher than 10, though, so that is a roll 20 issue.
Okay. So what save does it need to make?
It should be a DC 13 saving throw.
A DC 13. Okay. Let me see. A wisdom save. So it fails, and it takes 15 psychic damage.
15 psychic damage, and it has to flee from me.
All right. So it does not need to flee because 15 with a 15 psychic damage, it shrieks, it shrivels away, and it is a book corpse laying on the shelf, unmoving.
And he's going to move closer to Cassandra to complete his turn.
All right. So if you look on the board, you will now see that 4 of the boxes have been marked off, and there are 2 creatures remaining.
No, you just accidentally closed it. You can open it again.
Did I delete initiative?
You just click on the. You just re-click it.
How? Okay, found it. All right. So Jean Baptiste, now it is James's turn.
Okay. James will go to this back bookcase here and start tapping away down it and see if anything pops up.
Okay, nothing on this bookshelf.
Cool. Well, action dash. He'll test the door just for funsies.
Nothing happens, but the door doesn't move.
Here. So he'll end right her, and he'll kind of tap these next couple books and see if anything happens.
Nothing happens. Are you tapping? What are you tapping with?
I've got a dagger, so just poking, sort of
Okay.
pokey poke.
All right.
And
So nothing happens between this bookshelf and the first part of the bookshelf here.
all right, I will end my turn there then.
All right. Demetrius, you're up.
All right. So Demetrius, after finishing putting things together and kind of eyeing the teacher,
Uh-huh.
he walks over to this spot right over here. And while he's doing that, he pulled back out his greatsword and he just starts tapping this area right here.
Okay. Are you tapping through the entire bookshelf here?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Okay. I think that's all I can do on that turn. So I will end my turn there.
Okay. All right. So Mariana makes her way over here-ish. And she and a couple students continue going through the desks. And I believe all the desks in this area have been marked off. They're still working their way through the desks here. And that's her turn. Cassandra,
Okay.
you are up.
I'm going to make my way back up the room, put this away, and just continue tapping books on the shelf.
Okay. So you're going through back up to the beginning where you started?
Because I didn't tap any of these. I was just looking at them.
Okay. Nothing happens as you tap on the books.
Okay. And then, what is this in the corner?
That is a globe sitting on a table.
I'll tap that too.
As you tap the globe, it emits a screech as it spins and reveals a face.
Okay. Found another one.
I'm out of range spells.
Can
All I have for range is my bow.
I hit it with magic?
Yeah.
Okay.
You haven't used your action yet, so yeah.
Is this one? Wait, it has a face on it?
Sort of. You can make out what looks like maybe eyes and maybe teeth as it just opens up and makes a loud wailing sound.
I don't like it. Okay, I'm gonna magic missile it just because I don't like it.
Okay.
So I have 3 darts, so I need to click that button 3 times.
Okay.
So 2 damage, 5 damage, 5 damage. So total of 12 damage.
So it's an automatic hit?
Yeah, that's magic missile.
Okay. So it screeches as you hit it the first time, yells as you hit it the second time, and grows silent as you hit it the third time. And all that's left is a smoking globe.
Got it.
And now there is 1 box left that has not been checked. Anything else?
I guess I'll finish my movement. Oh no, that's exactly 30 feet. So nope, that's it.
Okay. So Alex, it is your turn.
Yep, I am going to kind of move down here, and as I do, as I pass these books, I'm going to tap on them
Okay.
with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
just running it across the books.
Okay.
And once I reach my movement, I am going to cast Thorn Whip at the chest just to make sure
Okay.
that is directly in front of me. So a 7 to hit.
Okay. So nothing happens when you go through the bookshelf, and as you reach out a thorn whip and you attack this chest, it wraps around the chest and applies pressure almost like it's trying to break it, but nothing happens. And
Cool. Just so you can see what it does.
yes, well, the chest is not a creature. So
Yeah. I know. I just try to whip it.
yeah, so then the vines would flash out towards the chest and nothing would happen.
Okay, and that's going to be my turn.
Okay. Jean-Baptiste, you are up.
Jean Baptiste is going to relight his cigar and
Sure.
take the dodge action.
Where are you dodging to?
No, I have taken the dodge action, which gives disadvantage to attacks against me.
Okay. And the moment you make to light up your cigar, it immediately goes out.
Well, ain't that a thing?
So you're left with a cigar in your mouth that's unlit.
Need some help over there? Want some fire?
That's it for me.
Okay.
That concludes my turn.
James, you are up.
Yo, that's unfortunate. James will move and then I guess dash and just try and touch as much as he can within this little area.
Okay. So you're able to kind of investigate this whole area. Nothing happens.
Oh, it's not over here.
Anything else?
Nope, in return there.
All right, Demetrius, you are up. Well, thankfully, Craig sent me a message saying, "Hey, I've been disconnected." I'm like, "Oh shit." Okay. So Logan, you were trying to do detect thoughts.
Yes. How do I roll for that? Or do I roll?
Okay, you're pulling from your discipline, right?
Correct.
Okay. So this is the first. He's the first person to be like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna use my discipline."
I was looking
Okay.
at it.
Well, I haven't used damage yet. I haven't taken damage yet, so
So detect thoughts is a spell, so you would roll the spell, essentially. You get to use it once per long rest, so it's up to you to keep track of it. But it would be like casting detect thoughts. So go ahead and
Okay.
it's not a spell attack though. It's
Or-
just something that happens.
yeah. Well, I meant drop it into the chat, I guess, so we can see it.
Oh, there it is. I got it.
Okay. So you are focusing your mind on any creature that you can see within 30 feet of you.
Oh, I can't do anything that I can't see?
Yeah, sadly, you have to have vision on the creature.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
It's got to be within 30 feet of you, too. So let me see. So from you, 30 feet,
I mean, he could technically be seeing it without knowing that it's there.
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
too.
it is
But based
concentration
on
for
the
a minute.
spell, it's concentration for up to a minute. So if you're holding concentration, that's one thing. But when you cast it, you are not able to detect a creature that you don't see. So you see Professor Romanov who's there. You see a couple students kind of loitering around.
I need to take his thoughts.
Are you going to check Professor Romanov's thoughts?
Sure, I already pissed them off already. Might as well.
All right. So you
Oh.
attempt to detect Professor Romanov's surface thoughts.
Be careful where you point that thing. You can fix a broken finger, but a broken mind, much more difficult.
Sorry, just had to check you weren't a mimic.
Here's you can also use this spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. When you cast the spell or as your action during the duration, you can search for thought within 30 feet of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
So
I-
within 30 feet, you don't detect any thinking creatures that you can't see.
That's really cool. I was making sure that
But that was a
Yeah.
good
You
can
do
ask the
detect Yuri thinking about a senior project, another surprise pop quiz, taking your idea into consideration. You might want to log that away before graduation.
That's awesome.
Okay. I don't even know. I guess I'll go back, or yeah, I can make a move. I'll go back down to these desks and just check these desks again because the other students don't seem to be doing a good job.
Okay. So you started your turn here, so you still have full movement?
Yes.
Okay.
So, we'll say I'm right there.
Okay, so as you move down and you keep detect thoughts open, you still don't detect anything within 30 feet that you don't see.
Okay. Then I am my turn.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you.
Yay.
Okay, so Mariana and the other students move through. You see Mariana kind of gesturing for other students to go back and double check the other desks, and they scurry to do her bidding. And the annoyed look on her face grows even deeper as she continues to poke at desks and chairs. And she finally looks up at you guys, kind of looks up at maybe Alex and James, and says, "It's got to be one of these desks."
Honestly, I was thinking the same thing.
Has anyone done the board yet?
I think we'd know if the board was a mimic, as the professor was writing on it this entire time.
Well, maybe the mimic just likes him.
That, honestly, with how long he's been in this room, I'm going to assume so.
Well, Cassandra,
Don't like you
it's now your
pinging me.
turn. So
Oh, it is my turn. Okay. That's why you pinged me. Well, I can't make it to the board. I can't make it anywhere useful with just 30 feet.
Yeah, this is a
Um,
pretty big map.
As you think about the board, you think about how Demetrius was just standing right there and he tried to detect thoughts
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't within his range.
Did he tell us that he was detecting thoughts, though?
Oh. Did you
That-
tell them what you were doing, Demetrius?
No, I kept that to myself.
Oh, then never mind. So nobody would know what you just did except for Professor Romanov because he tried to read his mind. Or you did read his mind.
Well, if it's just surface thoughts, even he didn't know. Okay. Well, then I'm too far from those desks, so I'm just gonna go check the board. I'm just gonna dash over there.
Check his chair as well.
Sure,
Ooh.
yeah.
It could very
Oh,
much be.
Y'all are
we-
living on the edge.
if you piss him off,
I still think he's the mimic.
he's gonna hate our class. He's gonna hate our class.
He said anything that's not his table, so or not anything that's not on his table.
That
All right.
is
Someone has
true.
checked these two, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
checked
Yeah.
those.
Okay. I'll tap his chair. I'll say, "Excuse me, Professor." Just tap it, and then I'll tap the board.
Yeah, and as you said that, he like waves an arm like an open invitation, like go ahead. But nothing happens as you tap both the chair and the board.
Okay. I have 10 feet left of my dash.
And both of these chairs here, I am going to.
Swing your quarterstaff reach from your left as
That's so fun.
it looks thoroughly annoyed that you gave it.
Alright, good. Because it's going to hate me even more here in a sec if I can pull this off. I'm since now that I am in range of doing so, I am going to cast Word of Radiant. I don't know what I model, but it's in ancient Greek. I don't personally.
I
And
Take
should-
6
just making
radiant
sure
damage.
that's
Hey.
all that it does. Yep.
All right, so immediately, as soon as this creature reveals itself, you throw out your hand and you murmur some words that you're not quite sure what they mean, but you know they do something. That's the feeling that you get from your magic. It engulfs this creature in blood.
Jean Baptiste puts away his cigar and says, "It's time for you to meet the Baron, friend,"
Okay.
and casts Hold the Dead.
DC 13 wisdom save, was that?
It is a DC 13 Wisdom save, yes.
All right.
I think that damage is incorrect as well. It'll be
So
D12s.
it was a D.
Oh,
it was
okay,
a
it's the side
1d8
one,
if
right, if
it
he
took no
fails.
damage, and a 1d12 if it took damage. But you rolled the same for both, so it took 4 damage.
Correct.
And Jean Baptiste calmly removes the cigar from his hand and, stores it away. And he points towards the mimic and he murmurs a couple words. And there's a loud tolling sound. It's beautiful. It's dark. It's deadly. And this mimic screeches as it withers away, becoming nothing more than a normal desk. And we are now out of initiative. And as you guys discover the last creature and the last box is checked off, you guys hear the clicking of the door as it unlocks.
Alex kind of looks at his hands and then looks at the mimic. Looks at the multiple mimics that are around the room. There are 6 of them. And just is in awe of what just happened as we were using actual magic for once.
So, did everyone learn something about themselves and the other students around here?
John Baptiste just goes back to his seat, sits down, and puts his feet back on the desk.
You so sure that there weren't 7?
Baron ain't dug my grave yet.
You told us there were 6.
Yes, but can you trust me? I'm Russian.
I don't trust you. That's why I read your.
Aren't you also a professor? Should we not trust anything you say? You're not actually going to teach us, honestly?
It's a title. I have many. You know, this never would have happened if you had brought me an apple on your first day. It would have been bunny rabbits.
Next time, Cher.
But all joking aside, I'm glad you survived. Does anyone need to go to the infirmary?
Yeah, no, we all did pretty good for ourselves.
Anyone got hit?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think anyone got hit.
Good for you. I wasn't paying attention. Now, you put on display the abilities that you brought into this classroom. I, however, will make you better. It will give you abilities you may bring out of the classroom, in case you go to bed tonight and your blanket tries to devour you. The topic for today is battle magic. It is the reason that you have come to the school, yes? Or was it because your Hogwarts letters were rejected? With a hand, Yuri waves over the chalkboard, and the markings disappear. He muses, stroking his short manicured beard, and begins writing with his finger, tracing out the script on the chalkboard, and the chalk levitates to follow. As he speaks, the chalk follows, writing his intentions. Battle magic spells are powerful. Originally, they were meant to be primarily offensive. Over time, master battle magicians created their own spells to be used by future battle magicians. As for such, spells were named after the creator. My family, the Romanovs, came up with an intuitive modular matrix for spellcasting. This theory is known as the Romanov Model of Battle Magic, or RMBM. It is taught here exclusively at Arcadia Academy, he says with a slight flourish of his short cape. But remember, with great magic comes sacrifice. In order to cast a battle magic spell, a caster must sacrifice a portion of their own life to fuel their battle magic. We like to call this digit your battle magic point pool, or BMPP. This is roughly equivalent to your overall proficiency. The cost of a battle magic spell is fluid, not fixed, and it is equal only to the power that you imbue it with. Note that a battle magic spell is static once cast. For instance, if I were to create a small ward, I would not be able to continuously infuse this ward with battle magic points over time. Once I cast the ward spell, it is set at the value that I originally put it for. You have many questions, yes, but please refer to the papers on your desk. And with that, he would snap a finger and papers would manifest square in the center of each of your desks. Please pass copies to the children in the back. For anyone in the back row, you would see that as you remove a sheet, another sheet remains static in its place as they simply duplicate as they become passed around. There are a few options that you're able to do with battle magic. Primarily, we work with offensive and defensive spells. You're also able to add boons and burdens for your friends and foes, but that is a higher tier training. Right now, we will focus primarily on offensive and defensive battle magics. Please take a few moments to study over your material. If you have any questions, speak to me in about 5 minutes.
So after giving you guys sufficient time to take a look at the handouts, Yuri gestures to the doors on the opposite side of the room. Pretend there are doors, like here. And the doors swing open, and he makes a sweeping gesture as if to say, go. Like, go out.
I start to head out the doors.
And without waiting for you guys, he sweeps out ahead of you. So let me drag everybody onto the other map. And as you guys step out, you guys find yourselves back at the Battle Magic Arena, where you guys had lessons with Professor Walker. So place yourselves however you will.
Knowing the layout a bit after having to walk it for so many times, does it seem like we magically got there, or does it seem like this is part of the other building?
It's part of the other building. It's right
Okay.
outside. It's like attached.
Okay. I'm trying to get the layout of the school in my head.
Yeah. As you walk out, you get the feeling that this is completely part of it. It's the Battle Magic Classroom and the arena are kind of joined together. The reason that the Battle Magic Classroom is located specifically in this exact very room is because it leads out to the arena. So you get the feeling that they were designed with each other in mind.
Yeah, I was just trying to picture where everything is laid out. That's all.
Kelly, I can't believe you didn't show me this map before you asked me to make the other map.
I'm sorry?
Better be.
You better be.
Wait, why?
Because
I
he
made a
could have made
map.
doors.
No, this is nothing like the other arena that you told me to make.
Oh! Oh. Do you want me to take them to that actual map?
Yeah.
Sorry. So wrong. Let me take you guys to the actual nice map, you guys. That David made me a map of the campus, and I forgot about
So
it.
I don't know what you want to do with this.
You mean we don't get Roman architecture anymore?
Hold on. Sorry. Hold on. Let me drag everybody there.
Hey, the Roman architecture makes sense.
It does, but if David said it doesn't look like it, then I'm sad.
No. So
Aw.
David made me a map. So hold on, guys. We're gonna be over here, all the way at the top.
Oh, this is the map
Oh.
of the. Oh.
So you're gonna need to zoom.
Oh my
oh,
god.
You're gonna zoom in and make yourself super tiny. My bad.
Are they though? What? Hold on.
Wait, what?
You need to change your grid size.
Oh, we need to change the grid size? Okay. So once you guys are outside, Yuri waves his hand and a couple straw dummies appear. And he explains that this is your opportunity to test out your hand at a battle magic spell, if you would like to do so.
Alright, this seems interesting.
Yeah, so the very first thing you'd need to do, if you were to cast, well, before you determine, you would roll for your BMPP.
Yeah, let me see how many battle magic points I can get out of my hit dice.
You only get one chance at this. Okay. So, Alex, you have 3. That's your max for first level.
Yep.
So, what are you going to try?
I am going to attempt to do let's do Radiant Beam. So let me pull up my overview here. After this session, I'm going to set up a bunch of attack macros for this.
Yeah.
So I don't have to constantly do it. Right, so Radiant Beam and whatever the range is for the for my distance there.
So, you said Radiant Beam?
Yes.
Okay.
Radiant plus Beam.
So, a beam gives you, it targets within 5 feet of a line that's up to 60 feet long. So, the base range is 60 feet away.
Then I'm going to do base range.
Okay.
However far I can get from the target within that 60 feet, I will be.
Yeah, so let me draw a little target. About right here. Okay, let me fill that in so it doesn't look awkward. There. That little red spot is your target.
Okay. I'm going to assume that I am about 60 feet away from my target. So, what's the two attack? What's my d20 plus?
What I would say is the single target spells or multiple target spells, bolt and chain, will be a attack roll with your spell attack bonus.
Okay.
The beam and blast should be a dex save based off your spell save DC.
Okay. Then the dummy's gonna have to make a spell save DC of 13.
Say 15.
13.
Oh, okay. Whew. That's min maxed.
Okay, and it's gonna fail the save, so you're gonna strike it. So how do you want to do this?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend BPM.
Okay,
It's 1d4 per ppm, so I'm gonna dump in the 1, just testing the waters.
sure.
So since it fails, I shoot out a beam and I deal.
No modifiers to damage.
Then it is 3 points of damage,
Awesome.
radiant, to the dummy.
Yeah, we still clearly have some notes to make, but Alex would still have 2 BPM to use. We will make notes on the rolling for damage and rolling for saves. David will add those in afterwards and we'll update all the handouts. But after Alex has gone, Yuri kind of looks at him and very slowly brings his hands up and does.
Very nice. Very nice indeed. Now, the rest of you may follow suit. There is a target dummy for everyone.
Yeah, so.
Just like your prom, only not as sad.
But you get the point. There's dummies just scattered throughout, and you notice students kind of moving to attempt things. So who wants to go next?
At that comment, Alex just kind of looks down and slightly kicks the dirt about the student prom thing.
Oh. Oh.
Cut too
That's
deep
it.
on that one.
That's it.
Okay, so who's going next?
So-
I guess I can
so-
go next, unless someone else
Sora.
wants to. All right, go ahead.
So on our hit dice, we're just hoping for at least a 3 right now.
Yeah,
At first
that
level,
would,
yeah.
that
Gotcha.
would fill our
Gotcha. Okay.
BP.
That would max you
Yeah.
out, yeah.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
All right. Cool. Cool.
Okay. I guess since we have targets, then we're doing offensive battle magic right now. So I'm going to try the chain. Are they 10 feet? I think they're 10 feet away from each other. Just a single target, 30 feet away. Affecting a minimum of 2 targets within 10 feet of each other. Okay, so I guess first let me roll my hit die.
Okay. So you also have 3?
Okay. And then I will spend the 1 battle magic to do the chain. I will do a lightning chain
Okay.
on the 3 targets.
Okay.
Okay. So then chain is, do I roll to hit?
Yes, you will roll to hit.
So it's a d20 plus 5.
Okay, so you're gonna hit. So if you're targeting all 3, right, because they're within 10 feet of each other,
Uh-huh.
you're using 1 BMP per additional target. So
I'm using 2 BMP total.
yes.
Okay.
And then you're
It's 1 + 1 for the base.
yes.
She's right. So the base chain affects 1 plus another 1, and then 1 additional per BMP.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So a minimum of 2, and then each additional one is 1. So you're using 1 BMP to attack another target, and you're causing 1 BMP of damage?
Yes.
Okay. So roll for damage. You're 1d4. Okay. So the first target takes 1 BMP and the others take none. All right.
It takes 1 damage.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
No,
half
BMP.
rounded
Okay.
up. So everyone takes 1 damage. All targets
Okay.
take 1 damage. Cool. And what type of attack were you going for? Lightning?
Lightning chain.
Cool. So Cassandra kind of draws a chain, like draws a line as she eyes the targets in front of her and closes her eyes and concentrates. And a chain of lightning almost follows the path of her fingers as it pierces through each of the targets with a sharp zapping sound. All right, who's next?
James will go, but can James try a ward instead, or you'll?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can try a ward.
Cool. Let me. Okay, so first I roll my hit, right?
Okay, so yeah, first you roll to determine how much BMP you got to influence combat. Great. So max.
Okay.
And what are you gonna aim for? Are you gonna try for a ward, Aegis, or charm?
I was gonna do a ward. Can you pull up the defensive again for me? I can't pull it up.
Yeah. Did it pop up?
Might have not been unshared with everyone, right?
No, I did. Hold on. Let me try it again.
I can pull up the overview and the offensive push, not the.
Does it show up now?
I see it in my list when I. Oh, hang on. I might have.
Yeah, it might be invisible somewhere.
I just showed it to everybody. Did it pop up for you guys?
Well, I'm not.
I don't know how I can like show it directly to you guys. Let me try it
can't.
again.
Not more than you've already done.
Okay. Because I've been able to show it to everybody so far. I mean, what the rest of you guys can do for Cecil and Logan, you guys can roll for your BMPP while you guys think about what you want to do.
John Baptiste isn't going to roll. He's just watching everything.
Okay, so you're not going to try it today?
He doesn't see any point to spend his life energy right now.
Fair. Good point.
Well, when you put it
Okay,
like
I'm going to
that,
have Mariana roll while she's thinking, but she's going to wait till you're done. So let me see.
That's because Kelly forgot to tell you to check for a ley line.
Funny.
I'm gonna refresh real quick to see if that fixes it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So I rolled a hit
Okay,
die,
so
right?
you got the max, so 3.
Okay.
Yep.
10 on the D10. Okay, let's see.
Okay, cool.
Ah.
And then I roll a D4 after that?
No, the D4, you roll the D4 when you're determining how much damage you want to do. So are you planning to use an offensive spell?
Yeah, so I was gonna do a little lightning bolt.
So
on one of the targets. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
bouncing between of these pop-ups. So do I roll to see if I hit?
So roll the D20.
Or, okay.
Roll for attack, yeah. Okay. So Demetrius throws his arm out and a bolt of lightning erupts from his palm, almost like the hand of Zeus is throwing a lightning bolt. And it flies between 2 of the targets and hits the ground. But it looks very cool while he's throwing it.
I kind of like, look what I did.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. That's pretty appropriate because I think you said Zeus was your patron?
Yes.
Yeah, your family's patron. Very cool.
And then I lose health for that, correct?
Yeah, so you don't get to use your hit die. You need to take a long rest in order to have hit die again.
Could I use laying on the hands, or does that not work?
Yeah, lay on hand still works. It's just whenever you would normally use your hit die during a short rest to recover health points naturally, you've exhausted that natural energy. So you can still heal
Okay.
through.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
still
I
heal
didn't
through
know if I
cure
could replenish
wounds,
it.
lay on hands, health potions, etc. But that natural reservoir that you have is gone.
Okay, I thought
you
I
can.
could replenish it with lay on hands.
Yeah,
So your hit points can be restored. Your hit die are consumed. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So how much hit die or
you
how
don't
many
lose
hit
any.
points did I lose?
No.
Was it the
That's
4
to
or
the enemy? Your hit die is so when on a short rest you can spend hit die to roll to heal up. but you only get those back during a long rest. We're basically using our future life essence in order to use battle magic. So things like anything that heals us and our own HP do not get touched. This is the possible future HP that we could use during a short rest. So like we're in a cave and we just got out of combat and we found a safe area to rest up for a bit. Some people get the spells back, some people get their abilities back, and you can spend hit dice to get HP back.
Understood. Okay.
No.
I thought you lose
No.
health every time you cast.
Yeah, if you still don't understand it, just let us know and we'll try to reiterate. But yeah, you're taking from future.
Yeah, you get to use it for one or the other, not both.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which is why that's the cost.
Okay.
So it forces you to think about, okay, is this something I want to do now, or is this something I want to save for if I really need it?
All right.
Yeah. And it's going to take time to get used to, because I mean, David and I are still working out kinks as you guys ask us questions. So it's a learning curve for everybody.
Yeah, primarily Kelly, because I won't be around forever. Who's up next?
Thanks, David. Logan, were you able to do the thing?
What thing? Oh, yes.
I mean, sorry, not Logan. God damn it. Caleb?
Scared me.
Sorry. I was just talking to you, Logan, which is why you were like.
What else did I need to do?
Yes. So yeah, the refresh fixed it.
Great. So you were able to pull it up.
So I have 3 BMP, correct, to use? I have
Yes.
Gotcha. So I'll do a.
I'm sorry?
Aegis then.
You have 3, yes.
And I'll pump all 3 into a medium.
Okay.
Aegis. So it's a plus.
Okay.
That'll be a +6, correct?
Your BMP.
Oh, I'm pumping 3.
You said put 3
into a medium. That'll be 6 bonus my AC.
So an
Yeah,
Aegis lasts 12 hours or until dispelled as a free action.
So yes, that would be a 6 bonus.
Okay. So 6 bonus.
DC
The
is -2.
penalty to your spell attack bonus and
Gotcha,
spell
okay,
save
cool,
DC is
cool,
-2.
cool.
Yeah.
How many hit points do I have real quick? 8 whole.
Your
8
character?
whole hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm debating on whether I should ask someone to take a shot at me. I'll do it. Screw it. Why not? Would anyone like to test this new ability of mine?
Someone test it, please.
Does
Do you
anyone
mind
volunteer?
if I throw something at you? I can throw a dagger at you. Oh wait, no. This is for magic AC, right?
I think it's all correct. It's just
The all AC. I'd much rather just toss something at you than
I mean,
than zap you with magic.
up to you. Do your worst, madam.
Okay, because I'm not very strong, so I'm just gonna.
Make
Unless
me
someone
a
else wants to do
wisdom
so?
saving throw, please.
Ooh.
That's
Make me
cheating.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
You sly son of a gun!
You
You said con saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay,
That'd
22.
be nice.
I'm sorry, I meant to cast Thorn Rip. Does a
Ooh.
19 hit?
Oh, a 19?
Will it hit him?
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna 12.
Wait.
12.
That's 18.
Ooh.
Okay, then I need
Yeah,
you to
18, so yeah, that hits.
Okay, since you're the same size as me, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. Actually, no, you just automatically do if it hits. Wait, sorry, wait, hold up, I'm gonna post this because it's not working
Oh.
properly.
Crit.
Sorry, I thought there was a save with it. There is not, which is
Okay.
sad. But you get pulled 10 feet closer to me.
Yeah, I also take 1d6 piercing damage. Roll the damage.
Are you okay? I didn't mean to actually hit you. I thought that was gonna work.
How much damage you do?
Right, I have to roll that. I did 4 piercing.
Okay, so that's like half,
Half your HP.
half my HP.
Sadly, I don't have any more spell slots.
Okay. Yeah.
I did not mean to click that again. I was trying to close it on my end. Can I Can I heal?
You're a
Wait, let me
Stitcher,
see my
aren't you, Alex? while you look that up. So James concentrates, and a shimmering shield of magic surrounds his body, and he asks for the generosity of his fellow classmates to test this magical defense. And Alex steps forward and uses a thorn whip, and it cuts through his shield, and it shimmers brightly as it dissolves. And there's a slash across his arm. And James winces in pain because he did not expect that.
And was pulled closer. And so here's the thing: my healer ability that I have only works on myself,
How convenient.
and I don't have a spell
Aw.
slot to cast a healing spell. Jonathan, Alex, sorry, too many characters. Alex just kind of looks down in defeat and sadness as he didn't act. He thought he wasn't gonna hit you.
All right. James kind of like clutches his arm close to his chest. Well, if I'm being honest, I didn't expect it to hit either. That's well struck.
I need to learn better control of these abilities.
We're all
My bad.
we're all new at this.
Yeah.
So, Alex, roll me a percentage die, a D100, and call
Goodness.
high or low.
I say hi. 48. Damn.
Ugh.
Okay. So, in your panic, as you notice that you wounded James, as your vine kind of draws him closer to you, your magical core responds to your panic, and you notice that as you reach for him, your fingers spark with your magic, like your discipline is straining to respond to your panic. And even though ultimately nothing happens, you get the feeling that when you get the handle on your discipline a little bit more, that you will be able to heal your friends and allies should you choose to do so.
Yeah, that's a futures me ability.
Yeah, but looking around and seeing that everybody's kind of wrapped up, they're done, or they're just sitting and not doing anything, Professor Romanov takes a look at everybody and says,
All right, that is more than enough friendly bloodshed for one day. You remind me of wee Siberian tykes. So, take your new toys, go have fun with them. Just be sure not to drain yourself. Using the Romanov model, you should be protected from drawing too much, accidentally turning yourself into a singularity, or just burning to cinders, or lightning.
So, what does happen if we were to go over? If that were to happen, what would happen to someone?
Primarily, it depends on what effect you're seeking when you went over. The act of the drawing your energy, the body knows better. It would take an artificial catalyst to allow you to draw more than you can achieve naturally. So don't be afraid to dig deep, if that's what you're asking.
Good to know.
But if a strange man offers you a candy that says can awaken your most powerful inner being, make sure that it's not cherry, and you should be fine.
Alex just kind of tilts his head slightly to the right at that comment.
All right. With that, carry on to your next classes. He checks his watch, flicks it with his right hand. You are dismissed. Please, come equipped with experience the next time you enter the classroom. You gain that experience? It's not my problem.
with that, he brushes past all of you, his cloak billowing in the wind as he goes back into the classroom, leaving all of you done with your first week of classes.
That was definitely an interesting first week.
Yeah.
A very, very interesting first week.
Demetrius walks up and kind of chuckling and says, "Alex, that was hilarious," and then slaps James on the shoulder and
Thank
uses
you,
laying
sir.
at the hands.
Nah.
I'll get myself back to the pool. Well, I guess that taught me to not be too cocky about my newfound powers.
Yeah, that also taught me that I need to be more careful when it comes to summoning nature like that.
Seem to have a real knack for it.
Yeah, I wonder why. I still trying to figure out what gave me this power.
It's also, I have many questions still about my powers, and I'm sure in due time we'll get some answers on where our source comes from and how best to use them.
Yeah.
Cassandra's gonna slide on over to Jean-Baptiste and go sit next to him and ask, "Hey, so earlier in the classroom, when you talked to me about the Baron, that was in my head, wasn't it?
Sure was, Cher.
I didn't know you had an ability like that. That's interesting."
Well, you kept getting yourself into trouble, so I wanted to make sure you heard me.
Yes, well, we were all safe in the classroom.
You don't think that's true, do you?
That we were safe? Well, there was a professor.
Cher, I gotta be honest with you. The parents are rightfully mad at me about something I did. I gave you a Taurus reading. I should have given you a real one. You and me, we gotta get together for that real reading if you still want it.
Yeah, of course. The Baron's mad at you. Goodness, are you in trouble?
That's a delicate question, Cher. I don't know that you want the answer.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what comes out of the tarot reading, and then maybe I'll get that answer.
Sounds like fun. In the meantime, though, don't be trusting those teachers. They might not have your best interest at heart, Cher.
Goodness gracious. I guess technically this is a very new environment, very different that I know nothing of. I should be more wary. It's a good point.
I think that's good advice for all of us. He says as he kind of speaks up for any possible eavesdroppers.
Jonathan, I keep doing that to myself. Alex, this is what happens when you start adding too many characters. The brain starts malfunctioning.
That's why you make them very different from each other. That's what I'm doing.
I'm trying.
I think
As you guys are talking, you notice students heading off, some inside the classrooms, some off to the side to maybe practice their disciplines or whatnot.
With my natural ability to hear, I would kind of look at the Baron kind of past James and Demetrius. Trying to give
like, look at John Baptiste.
yeah, just kind of shoot him a glare of understanding. If he notices that I do, just because I do have a high natural perception, so I am pretty sure I am aware of what he is saying.
Oh yeah, and he winks at you when there's eye contact.
I just kind of turn my attention back, look back, and then go back to the conversation.
Jean-Baptiste is going to make its excuses to Cassandra and walk quickly over to try to catch Mariana.
Okay, so as you do so, you notice she's getting ready to kind of head off with another group of students. It looks like they're making their way back into the building.
Is she actively engaged with them or just kind of tailing along, following them? If she's busy, then Jean-Baptiste will respect that.
She's not actively engaged. She's kind of just following along, sort of. Almost like lost in her own thoughts.
All right, then I'm gonna talk in her mind and say, "Hold up, Cher. I need to talk to you."
She slows down a little, but she doesn't exactly stop walking, but she glances over at her side.
All right, quickly catching up then. I need to talk to you about your brother.
A strange look crosses her face. It's a little suspicious, almost like she's refusing to be hopeful about it. And she glances around real quick, looking left, right to see who else might be eavesdropping. And she leans in and says, "Not now."
All right, I'll switch over to talking to her mind directly then, so there's no eavesdropping possible, and say, "Whenever you want, Cher. You know where I sleep."
She gives you a short nod and heads into the building.
He's gonna slow down and look around to see what the others are doing back in the practice arena.
Hey, do you guys want to practice a couple rounds?
Sure. I think I only have. I feel like I can only do one more small thing, but I also kind of want to try my discipline. I haven't done anything in the past few days.
Neither have I, so that's another reason why I want to test this out with a ward. So, I kind of look at James and I'm like, if you want, I can put up a ward and you can come at me. It seems like I have a natural ability on healing myself. And he just kind of looks down.
All right. Fair is fair.
All right, and I will put up a medium Aegis. So that would be spending my battle magic point. And that's a +2.
So, Nick, earlier you rolled your 3 BMPs. You only
Yeah.
used 1, so you've got 2 left. Some others may not have any BMP left.
I
Just keep note of
blew them
that.
on 1 and
Okay.
still got lit up.
Yeah,
I have one left.
I have 2 left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So just
Yeah,
note to
that's
self.
why I'm doing a ward, and he can come at me with whatever he wants to, because now my AC is a 20?
You mean Aegis, not Ward?
Aegis, yeah, I'm doing an
Gotcha.
Aegis. I'm putting up magical armor.
Then I will.
That's -2 to my spell attack and to my spell save DC. And my AC now has a +2.
Okay.
I wish you luck hitting my AC. Now that I realize it's a 20 to hit, you better not hold back.
I will use my Theurge ability then to give myself advantage.
Okay.
And then I will throw out a firebolt.
Is this going to be a regular spell firebolt, or is this going to be one of your... Wait, no, you have to do that on my turn. Never mind.
This is just a regular.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm not dodging, but that's still a miss.
No, I have advantage on it.
Oh, you had advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a crit.
Wow.
That's a natural 20. Yeah, that hit.
I got 1 roll of damage now.
So, in a stunning reversal of our earlier scenario, Alex creates a magical barrier around himself, enhancing his protection, and his good old buddy James launches a firebolt at him, crits, and hits him for 13 fire damage. How
So,
you doing?
The thing is, I have
Oh.
10.
So you fall
I go
unconscious.
down.
Just 1 hit, collapses
I
to the
will
floor, passes
immediately.
With a 20 AC. I thought I was being a little cocky. I thought I was being,
It's like 19. Oh wait, he'll hit me.
I'm like, okay, he just has to hit a 15, right? That's not that hard.
Cassandra
Natural
jumps up from her
20.
seat and like runs over and be like, "Oh no!"
I will spare the dying. First of all.
Thank you. Thank you for not making me have to roll death
Yeah.
saving.
So he's not
spare the
dead,
dying. So
just
you're
unconscious.
just unconscious.
I'll call over our pally friend.
My Stitcher ability, I think, starts to kick in since I am unconscious, but I'm not dead, and that was acid. That was acid or necrotic damage. So I think my Stitcher ability starts to activate.
Yeah, so you fall down, you hit the ground, unconscious, and your very good friend who knocked you out casts Spare the Dying to stabilize you, and
Now that I'm stabilized, I kind of sit back up,
Yep.
dazed. Like now that I have an HP,
you're at 1 HP.
1 HP for right now. This is going. I will eventually, after like 10 minutes. No, after about a minute, I should be fine.
Are you all right? I'm so sorry. I did not.
Oh,
I
I kind of asked for it. To be fair, I did. I was not expecting it to
well
that much of a punch.
yeah, no.
Thank the gods that I'm a Stitcher. Is that the right term for it? The gods.
Whatever gave you your abilities, but goodness, don't think about that right now. Just sit there. Are you okay?
Yeah. My
Right,
abilities
just
starting to
stay
kick in.
still. Just wait.
Yeah, he just kind of sits there.
Demetrius starts laughing. He's like, "You two are hilarious." And he's like, "Hey, you want some juice?"
Sure.
All right. So he comes and basically grabs him by the hand and pulls him up and lay of hands.
Aw.
How many do you give?
Yeah, I'll give you all 5. That was hilarious. You deserve it.
Oh, that's up to 7.
Yeah, and Alex, as you're, sitting there, you just look in awe of your abilities as your body, which has burn marks, which are rather painful, slowly stitches yourself back together right before your eyes. I mean, it's not like an incredibly fast process, right? It's at least 6 seconds per round, but you're looking at yourself and just seeing your body very slowly, in a morbidly fascinating manner, just knitting itself back together.
Feels so weird. It doesn't hurt. Granted, it hurts from me being lit on fire, but it doesn't hurt. But it just kind of tingles.
I told you the Baron didn't have your grave ready.
All right, so you guys are done with the first week of classes. And now that you've been dismissed for the day and the rest of the students have gone, Mariana's gone by now, along with the rest of your year mates, you guys have the option to basically do as you will. It's early afternoon, say like 2 o'clock-ish, so you guys still have the rest of your day. Professor Romanov kept you for a good several hours, but he didn't keep you like all day.
Demetrius says, "Being generous all day has made me hungry. I'm going to get some lunch."
That sounds like a good idea.
Likewise.
Okay, so you guys return to the dormitories and
Get some food, and as Alex is done eating, he's gonna go to the greenhouse
okay,
again, remembering the note that was left at the bottom of his cart, which
yeah.
since he'll be back at the dormitory, he gets as to return, give an excuse.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And he gets to go
So
find
you
Alyssa.
stop by the greenhouses.
Yeah.
They are somewhere off map, so they're not on the map, but you know the way there, so you stop by there on your way.
I was gonna go outside and relax by some trees afterwards anyway.
Okay.
So before I go to do that, I eat lunch, then I go to the greenhouse.
Okay. So as you're in the cafeteria getting food, you hear a voice calling out from behind you. Alex? Alex, is that you?
Hey, Alyssa.
And lo and behold, it is Alyssa. And she's with a group of other students. You infer that they're her friends as they're standing close by, and she seems rather comfortable around them. And she's got a tray of food in her hands, and she says, "You guys just finished your first week of classes, didn't you?"
Just got done our battle magic class with Professor Romanov.
She giggles a little. Yeah. Mimics.
You too, huh?
Uh-huh. He does it every year. I think he makes bets with the other professors to see how long each group takes.
You know, I didn't get a time. We didn't get our time for how long it took us to find all the mimics.
Oh, we didn't get our time either. But I mean, as long as nobody attacked his chessboard, you'll be fine.
Yeah, luckily none of us did that.
She laughs and she's like, "You want to come eat with us?"
Sure.
And she gestures. Are you with the rest of the party at that point? You guys are all eating food together?
Sure.
Okay, so she looks around, sees you with your friends, and says, "Why don't you guys all join us?"
All right, sure.
Yeah,
Don't mind if I do.
All right. So you guys find an empty table. Think of those cafeteria tables. They're long benches, and there's just a bunch of them. So you guys sit down, and she introduces you to her friends. She says, "So yeah, I'm Alyssa. I met Alex when he was buying some flowers and plants to perk up his dorm room. And these are my friends. We're all third-year students. We're all nature magic disciplines. We're tier 3s. and we take turns taking care of the greenhouses with Professor Fitzgerald. Yeah, so Alyssa, for everybody except Alex, she's got fair skin with wavy golden blonde hair that complements her bright brown eyes. And she normally has henna marks on her face that represent her devotion to her goddess Demeter. She tends to dress in bohemian clothing that's very flowy and down to earth. And she also appears to be rather sweet on first year student Alexander Rowan. But she's very polite and nice to the rest of you as she asks you, what are your names and how do you feel about your first week of classes? And she seems to be paying genuine attention to each and every single one of you as she talks to you. So do you guys talk to her?
Just chat and I don't know how the first week class went and all that.
Okay. Yeah. And again, she introduces you to the rest of her friends, like, oh yeah, like this one over here. Don't mind him any attention. His name's Garrett. And he doesn't really care to study, but he really enjoys doing magic. And she gestures to a pair of, you assume they're brothers because they look somewhat identical. They have dark hair, dark eyes, they're wearing dark clothing. They've got somewhat generic features, and they're rather forgettable, honestly. Like at first glance, you guys probably will forget about them as soon as you don't see them. And she's like, yeah, they're Nicholas and Garrett, they're identical brothers. They've got elemental manipulation. And over there, she's Renee, she's a tier 4, and no one can quite figure out what her discipline is. She hasn't really shared it, but she's apparently really good at what she does. And so she's kind of gesturing around the room, kind of like whispering descriptions of everybody she knows at you guys. So you guys learn quite a bit about the older students. And then she says, oh yeah, and that group over there, she gestures to a group of quite familiar faces. You guys might recognize them as your mentors. And she says, oh yeah, like those are Jonathan and Rosie. They're like real sweet. They're such an awesome pair of siblings. And I think Talrin is like Jonathan's best friend, and Sylvie's generally hanging out with them, and Ruga is usually like with their group.
Yeah, they're also our mentors.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. So what do you guys think of them?
Jonathan's pretty cool.
Yeah, he is. He's really nice. Like, everybody loves him. Like, he would give you the shirt off his back. He is such a nice guy. And he is so protective of his little sister.
Well, don't let Talron know about that. Wouldn't want him in trouble.
She giggles. Talrin is wearing like a tank top as he's eating.
What are your classes like here?
Oh, they're great. I mean, they only do the first week schedule thing with the first years to kind of give you the chance to acclimate and to prevent you from like possibly overusing magic. But we have our full caseload, and if you're really talented as a second year, you get to start taking electives. Otherwise, you have to wait till third year. But usually we go into Olympia to help out the three sisters. It's super fun. Third year, it's probably the best year because you have low expectations. They don't really expect much of you. They expect you to be working on your graduation project, but they're not pushing you to do it. Fourth and fifth years obviously feel the pressure because they're fourth and fifth years.
Graduation project?
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, well, they make note of it in like your student handbook, but they don't really talk about it until later in your first year. I think some teachers don't talk about it until like the end of your first year. So the way grading works at the school is that Arcadia Academy doesn't do great. Classes are designed at the pace of the slowest learning student. So while some students do work ahead, the system inspires teamwork and it sets the stage for you to learn cooperative magic later on. But in order to graduate, students have to successfully complete a capstone project, which demonstrates a culmination of what you've learned over the course of your 5 years at Arcadia Academy. Your first 2 years are spent deciding on the topic and obtaining approval from at least 3 faculty members. And then in your second year, you start kind of building the foundation, and you're supposed to keep working on it and finish it in your 5th year. And then by your 5th year, you submit it for evaluation by a panel of 5 faculty members. And some students do choose to work together, but like the project still has to reflect each student's skills. So if it doesn't equally reflect both of your skills, you guys will get feedback. Well, overall, if your finished project doesn't meet the standards of the school, then you guys will be given feedback on why not, and you guys get a second chance to resubmit the project. And Arcadia will give you either funds or materials for your project, and you get to request a certain amount every year. There's a form that you can fill out, but you're expected to keep track of your materials and their cost. And as she looks around, she sees probably looks of confusions on your faces as she just gave you guys a whole bunch of information, and she kind of smiles and says, but it's nothing you guys need to worry about right now. Like, you guys just got here. I would say don't worry about it for like at least a couple months.
Alex just blinks and nods in understanding, just kind of paying attention to what she's saying and somewhat taking notes.
Okay.
Mental notes, not actually writing anything down, but like,
Yeah.
okay, that's something I'm gonna have to look at in the future.
And after she says that, she looks at you guys, all of you, and says, you know, we are throwing a party this weekend. You guys should stop by.
I agree.
And she says, just come to the 3rd floor. We throw the best parties. Saturday at like 9 o'clock.
Cool. Alex looks, I guess, because you guys can't see what I'm doing, is somewhat kind of just like tapping his leg
Uh-huh.
anxiously at the sound of a party.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I'll go.
Great. And she smiles at all of you and says, see you there. Well, we gotta scram. We promised the 3 sisters that we'd be at Olympia in like an hour, and we gotta get there and bring the supplies and all that good stuff. So, see you guys.
Yeah.
And they head off.
Alex just kind of, when she leaves, slumps down a bit and just pulls himself together a bit.
Yeah. Question, Alex.
Yes.
Do you wear your mother's necklace like right on your neck? Like, do you carry it in your pocket or do you wear it?
The necklace that I wear, yes, the charm, my holy symbol,
Yeah.
it would be visible with the locket next to it.
Okay. So as Alyssa gets up and moves to kind of walk by you, she pauses right by your side and stares at you for a long moment, and her eyes widen. And she says, "Oh my God,
What?
you're one of Artemis's chosen?" She gestures to the necklace around your neck. That's the symbol of the goddess Artemis. That carries her blessing.
Alex starts to look at his hands and looks at the necklace. It was my mother's. She gave it to me before she passed.
And Alyssa's expression softens, and she says, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that."
Artemis?
Yeah. And she opens her mouth like she's going to say something else, but someone interrupts her and says, "Hey, Alyssa, we gotta go." And she turns away for a second and turns back to you, an apologetic expression on her face, and she says, "Yeah, we do have to go, but yeah, Artemis, the goddess of the moon and the hunt, I'll find you tomorrow at the party. We can talk about it."
Okay.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, you know, if you've got time before, you should be able to find information in the library. That's a blessing from her. But yeah, we'll talk later. And this time she does head off and walks out with her group of friends.
As she walks away, Alex just kind of looks at his hands and then grabs the symbol.
All right.
And when he finishes his lunch, he will go to the library and look up information on Artemis, unless someone else has something they want to do.
Yeah, so does anyone else have something that they'd like to do with kind of their Friday evening?
I will go with you to the library because that's what I do on my Friday evenings.
Okay.
Sounds good.
What about the rest of you guys?
JB was going to give Cassandra an actual tarot reading, but seeing that she has interest in the library, he will go grab the rum and cigars, and introduce himself to the local Loa.
Okay, Jean-Baptiste, you remember that when you were setting up for the Baron that you did see some of the spirits around the campus, but you hadn't made conversation. So you take advantage of your time now to approach these spirits to make conversation. So that's everybody except Demetrius and James. What are you guys going to be doing with your time?
Demetrius, he's got nothing better to do. He'll either take a walk, like just a long way around, and
Okay.
slowly go back to his dorm.
Alex, are you headed straight from the cafeteria into the library along with Cassandra and Jean-Baptiste? Nick.
Sorry, I forgot. I accidentally muted myself when I was trying to unmute myself.
No worries.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
I'd
you
be
headed
walking
straight out
with
from the
them.
library to the... Okay.
With Cassandra and Jean-Baptiste.
So, James, what are you doing?
James probably just be boring and go back to his room and do some more personal studying.
Okay. So, as you guys get up to put your trays away and get ready to split for the evening, Alex, out of the corner of your eye, you spot a piece of paper on the wall.
I go over and I see this poster and I kind of point it out to Cassandra and Jean-Baptiste about the voids.
Okay. So, James and Demetrius, do you guys see this? Are you guys with them putting your trays away, or have you already split off?
James is still within his point. So
Then I would
go over
alert
as well.
whoever would be
Okay,
with us.
so kind of
So-
within sight. Okay. So, if you guys didn't see it now, eventually you guys would see it as you guys were making your way into the dormitories. You guys see this poster.
Very overtly, inherently dangerous stuff. I love it.
Me too. I was like, I had to name something void. So I was like, okay, so this is what I'm going to come up with. Thank you. I think this is my favorite acronym in the
For
entire
one-
I like
thing.
it. This is nice.
Wait, hold up. I'm gonna.
I
We need
feel
to read
like
this
you're.
off for the people at home.
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. So this poster says, so there's a void. Now what? And in parentheses, very overtly, inherently dangerous stuff. And there's a picture of what looks like a swirling miasma of energy. And number 1, don't panic. Number 2, don't engage. Number 3, alert the nearest faculty member, parentheses, preferably Professor Romanov or the headmistress, end parentheses. 4, hide and shelter in place. Number 5, don't panic. And at the very bottom, in small print, it says, permission to post this supplement is granted by the following faculty member. And it's signed, Yuri Romanov.
Well,
So, you guys see this poster?
are any of the upperclassmen still here?
Yeah, there's still some people
Any
lingering
of the
about.
ones that we were talking to before? Or anyone close to the poster, even?
You see the group with your mentors still lingering about. They look like they're finishing their meal, about to get up and leave, but they're still
Okay.
there.
Who was I talking to before? I think I was talking to Ruga.
Mm-hmm.
If Ruga doesn't look busy,
Ruga is your mentor.
yeah. If he doesn't look busy, then I will go over there and be like, "Hey, how you doing? Have you seen that poster? Should we be worried about that?"
Oh, hello. Yes, Cassandra. Hi.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. So every year, faculty members get assigned to make a poster on this, and the headmistress elected Professor Romanov to do it this year, as you might have guessed.
Mm-hmm.
But Hedge Witches coined voids, and it just caught on, so we all use it. And these are just so none of us have actually encountered them, and hopefully we won't.
Okay.
But they're very dangerous.
Okay.
They're this almost mindless force that randomly attacks and feeds on magic, and there's no pattern to their appearances and nothing to protect against them. And so far, there's no way to counter them. And so Arcadia Academy only has one piece of advice on engaging voids, and it's don't.
Okay. But no one has found one on campus before?
Well, not recently.
Okay. When was the last time it happened?
Before our time. It's been a while. We think that the protection wards that the faculty have reinforced may have helped in preventing these.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks. Sorry for bothering you.
No, it's fine. It's what we're here for.
Yep.
And you guys see kind of the rest of the group like just waving at you guys all friendly.
I'll go back and tell the rest of the party what he said.
Oh,
It doesn't seem like a major problem. It's just an awareness kind of thing.
got it. That's good to know.
Hmm.
All right. So we are going to end the session here. You guys have split off. 3 of you are going to the library and 3 of you are returning to your dorms, and you guys have all been invited to a party. Hi guys! Thanks for listening. For more information about the world of Arcadia Academy, please check out our website, Bookwyrms.com. That is book, W-Y-R-M-S, and Catdragons.com. Everything is spelled exactly how it sounds except for worms, which is W-Y-R-M-S. And if you like what you're listening to so far, please consider supporting our Patreon, patreon.com/bookworms and catdragons. See you next time.
Some notes for the episode. We had technical issues again while recording the audio. Craigbot, which we used to record via Discord, was a tad glitchy. There were a couple small scenes that Kelly voices over and or summarizes. As you might have guessed, this was Kelly's first combat scene as a DM. The mimics used in this episode were training mimics with adjusted stats. Kelly and David are still working out the finer details of battle magic. Some of these notes will eventually be shared with our patrons. Apparently, Garrett is a very popular name at Arcadia Academy. So far, Garrett is 1. A first-year, Tier 1 nature student who accidentally pulled a Jack and the Beanstalk scenario for his entrance exam. 2. A third-year, Tier 3 nature student who is friends with Alyssa. And 3. Another third-year, Tier 3 nature student who is also friends with Alyssa and has a brother named Nicholas. Oops,